Hello and welcome to the 29th update so far. So in this video I will first of all give a word of caution to you who is watching and listening to what I say, that if you are a person that is easily triggered by trauma and heavy subjects, then I suggest you view the descriptions before you watch the video, so you can determine before if you want to hear it and if you can take it. Because I will not hold back on what has happened in my life in the videos where I'm gonna talk about it. And there are some very extremely dark periods in my life and traumas that I've been subjected to. So to you who's listening, I will try to be as courteous with how I explain things as I can, because I don't know the age of the people who can access this. I just know that I've marked every video as not for kids, but I can't age restrict it because that will make it, unfortunately, that most people, because of the age verification system on YouTube, won't do that because they don't want to leave. They don't want to give YouTube their ID. So that will kill the reach of my videos if they ever goes anywhere, and I don't want that. So I have not age restricted any videos, and I will not age restrict any videos, and it's up to YouTube to decide if my content is enough for subjection of age restriction, but I hope not, because I want to reach as many people as I can with my message, and that I will take into consideration that it might be young people that listen to what I have gone through that aren't as well developed as a full-grown adult, either emotionally or psychologically. So if you are a young person that is watching this video right now and you intend to continue watching the updates, I implore you to really think about it, and preferably not watch them alone. If you can have it like you don't have to watch them alone. But if you feel like you can take hearing about some of the worst things that a person can go through in life and what that did to me, then I invite you in to bring you along on my journey through my past. And the first part isn't really much information because I don't really remember the first 4 or 5 years of my life. I just have snippets from that young age. And it's like I've heard many people on videos and in real life talk about when it comes to child and memory development. From childhood is that you usually remember the things that you did not want to repeat. Like I have a funny story that is a little uncomfortable from when I was really small, like 3, 4, 5 years it must have been. I was out visiting my granddad on my dad's side's farm, and at his house he had a barn, and around that barn was let's see how it's called in English, nettles, the kind that when you touch them it burns and then develops blisters, and it isn't worse than that, but as a 4 or 5 year old falling into a pit full of those, wearing only a diaper or one of those up and go diapers, yeah, that leaves a mark on your brain to never go near those kinds of plants again. That is the earliest memory I have. And I have snippets from feeling like nobody wanted to play with me. And that is, unfortunately, most likely because of my autism spectrum disorder, and my bipolar disorder. I've explained in an earlier video on the Lotus Chronicles about that in more depth, so I will release that on Tuesday next week, the week after I'm done with the challenge, and you will get to know more details in why that affected my childhood and ability to make friends and stuff. But an easier simplified explanation or version is that basically no kid wanted to play with me because I was different, and I understand that, since I've studied and read up on child development and how children interact with each other, and from the information I've gathered, it's no wonder why people have always treated me differently, mostly bad, because they didn't understand why I was different. But I digress. I remember the few so-called friends I had were kind of the level where I was good enough to hang out with when nothing else was available. No one else or nothing fun was available. Then it was okay to hang out with me. And I have a memory from my childhood. I don't remember how old I was, but the two friends I was hanging out with then called me and wanted to hang out, and I said come right over, and I was so excited because they called me and wanted to hang out, and I waited by the window in the kitchen who has a view out on the street, and I waited, and after a while they ran straight past my house to the neighbor's house and started playing with them instead. And I got the knowledge afterwards that that was because from the time they had hung up after calling me, and between then and the point where they were going outside to go to me, the neighbors had called them and asked them if they wanted to hang out with them, and they chose them instead of me. And they didn't even think of bringing me, so we can all play together. And that is basically how most of my interactions with my peers during my early childhood up until almost gymnasium, most people have treated me like dirt. outside of my family. But I did find some diamonds in the rough, which wanted to hang out with me, that I felt comfortable that they wanted to hang out with me because of me and not because of something I could give them, or I was good enough as a last resort. I have found people. I remember during my self-development work I've been doing the latest, and memories pop up that I have actually gone to several people over my childhood years to hang out and actually had a good relationship with them. And I have suppressed that for my entire life. I don't understand why. Probably as a defense mechanism to just, I don't want to deal with people. But yet I've forced myself back into dealing with people. But anyways, that is my early childhood, and I'm gonna start the next video with explaining from preschool. Thank you for now, and stay tuned for more. Bye bye.